It's a shame they won't have Hollywood Brown tonight for a couple of reasons, one of which is he would have a chance to go against the team that drafted him, the team from which he wanted to be traded, and he tried to thread that needle. It's not about Lamar, it's about the offense. Remember when that all went down? But I mean, the bottom line is, and that was a narrative with the Ravens, one of the reasons why they hired Todd Monken to be the offensive coordinator, one of the reasons why they threw it more than they ran it in the AFC Championship last year. You want receivers to want to go there. You don't want to only be able to get your receivers from the draft where they have no choice but to come play for you. And Hollywood Brown was a guy who wanted out, but he is out tonight with that injury he suffered in the preseason opener. So let's do a draft of the matchups to watch tonight. You can go any direction. We've done these before. We're getting back into regular season form. The stuff and the way we talk about it is changing as of today. We haven't talked about anything like this. So give me your number one matchup to watch, Ravens-Chiefs.
I think the thing I'm most concerned with the Ravens is the 3 new offensive linemen. All right, so that's where I start, and then I start with the interior. They're going to have 2 guys in the inside as far as guards that are new to that position. So left guard Andrew Voorhees, USC, guy that got hurt at the end of his college career, and the Ravens are smart. This is how the Ravens work. They drafted him in the 7th round and said, don't worry, we'll let him get healthy next year because we need him for this year. So they foresee the future. But nonetheless, he hasn't played much, and he's got Chris Jones coming tonight. So that is what I look at. We talk about Derrick Henry and the run game and the Ravens and all of that, and I want to go, but this is the first time their starting offense is going to be on the field the whole year. The offensive line got on the field in the preseason, but not as a whole offense. And it won't be the first time for the Chiefs. They played a little bit. They're going to be ready. And, of course, we know they don't have a lot of different parts on their defense anyways. They know their scheme and what they do and Spags' defense and all that. So that is certainly one matchup right away I'm worried about.
So interior offensive line versus Chris Jones, basically.
Right, exactly right.
I'm going to keep it very simple and broad at first because I think this gets lost as time goes by. Other names emerge. Other matchups become relevant.
Right.
Coach versus coach. I mean, John Harbaugh worked for Andy Reid for years.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh was the special teams coordinator with the Eagles. He had that 1 year as defensive backs coach, which effectively got everyone to not focus on special teams coordinators don't become head coaches, although they should, as evidenced by John Harbaugh's success since 2008. I was on radio in Baltimore earlier this week, and there's Ravens fans that are like, should Harbaugh go? Because we've won 1 Super Bowl and can't get back. Well, we dealt with the back end of the Patriots dynasty, the front end of the Chiefs dynasty.
Right.
What are you supposed to do?
Sure.
And this is a chance for him to just remind everyone, hey, I've been a pretty damn good coach. I mean, we're looking at 2 of the most accomplished coaches, both, I think, destined for the Hall of Fame. Reid walks into the upper room. Harbaugh still gets in at some point for what he's done. And this is a chance for Harbaugh to just have a moment. Like, can I just have a moment?
Yeah.
You may get it again in the postseason, but can I just have one where I've beaten you and I can say to my fans in Baltimore, it's not impossible to take down a great team like the Chiefs.
I think it's a good pick by you. We talk about the other quarterbacks. Are they going to step up to Mahomes or what they were doing watching the Super Bowl going, oh, my gosh, he got another one and all that? You don't think that John Harbaugh had those feelings last year? I mean, especially last year where, hey, you know it, I know it, everybody in football, it was their year last year. It was their year to win the Super Bowl. Mahomes, in my interview, he tells me a story which I thought was kind of cool about going to Buffalo, and I don't even think I told you this, and I know you didn't watch the interview because you don't like me anymore, but either way, he's not even listening to me. You hear this jerk?
I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you.
But either way, he said we're on the plane flight to Buffalo, and he goes, if we win this one this year, we're going to piss a lot of people off. because he said, because this isn't supposed to be our year.
Right.
And, so how do you think Baltimore feels? We dominated the year, right? We went into San Francisco and wiped the floor with them. Late in December, we looked like it was all lining up, and John Harbaugh's as chippy as they come. So
that game pissed. In late December, the one with
that one where you just said they were going to get shellacked and get their ass whooped by the 49ers.
I said
Remember that one?
Yeah. And you know what? I didn't know. We haven't had this conversation. I think I'm going to take flowers with me tonight to give to Lamar Jackson because I am Mike Florist. So this is my chance to make amends.
Well, we
shouldn't be surprised.
Tonight's our chance to go see Lamar and just say hi because we've had a lot of back and forths through the years through Twitter and on TV and whatever else. And I have great respect for Lamar. I'm excited. I haven't seen Lamar in person, so I'm excited to see him in person.
We'll be on their sideline. That's where we're set up.
That's cool.
It's going to be interesting.
So we
better the game.
Let's keep our eye on a swivel.
Head on a swivel. You never know when a ball is going to accidentally on purpose come my way. Now your head's a bigger target, but still,
he won't do that to me. He likes me. I'm just hoping he does. I don't know that.
Hey, we've always supported him.
Right.
We've always supported him.
We have. No doubt about that.
You're critical of Lamar because he doesn't have an agent. Well, we want him to get the most he can get, and eventually he
got
it.
Negative
it was late.
That way. Right.
It was late.
Right.
It was longer than it should have been. He had to play out 5 full years before he got what he deserved. So we've always been banging the drum for Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP.
Yep.
Mahomes, 2-time MVP. It's amazing. Only 3 guys have won the MVP award since 2018. Mahomes twice, Jackson twice, and your guy Aaron Rodgers twice.
That's incredible. It is. It'd be interesting, and it feels like it could be a year for somebody new, right?
All right.
And that's where we go. My next one, Kelce, Kyle Hamilton. I think that's the one I look at. Where Kyle Hamilton, I think you look at the Ravens defense and go, him, Roquan Smith, I think, are clearly the 2 best people on the defense. And then Kyle Hamilton has a skill set of basically being able to do anything he wants in the back end of a defense. Safety, nickel, linebacker in a dime situation, whatever. But I would think in some big moments tonight we see Hamilton and Kelce matched up. Right? Kelce kicked their butt a little bit in the AFC Championship game. And whether it's him one-on-one with them all the time, I doubt it. I bet you they're going to have some hey, if he goes inside, I got him. If he goes outside, somebody will be there too. But, more than a handful of times, I certainly think we'll see them matched up man-to-man, and that'll be his task there, Hamilton, to stop Kelce.
I'm going to stay on the coaching side, but I'm going to move down one level. And this relates to what you're saying, but it's broader.
Right.
You've got Zach Orr, first-year defensive coordinator, going against Matt Nagy / Andy Reid. But the Ravens defense traditionally takes a while to get going. There have been years where, we'll sit here and we'll say, I don't know if the defense is going to be any good. They got this new guy. I don't know about this guy. And then as the season goes along, it gets better, it gets better, it gets better.
Right.
And before you know it, it's the same old usual Ravens defense. They can't afford to start slow. They can't afford to build it up. They're getting the baptism by fire right out of the gate. So Zach Orr, who was a great player for them, had to retire because of neck issues, and now he's emerging as a big-time coach. Mike McDonald gone. That's what helps the Chiefs too.
Yeah.
Continuity in those key positions.
Agreed.
Guys who have been head coaches, 2 of them, in Steve Spagnuolo and Matt Nagy. Guy who was at one point mentioned as a potential head coach in Dave Tope. That gets back to the whole special teams coordinators. Can they be head coaches? And they're back, and they're back, and they're back. And that helps. With the Ravens, you lose the guy who ran a very effective side of the ball.
Definitely.
You got to figure out quickly what you're going to do against Mahomes and Kelce and Isaiah Pacheco and Rashee Rice and everybody else. Zach Orr against just from a game planning standpoint, when do we zig? When do they zag?
Right.
What do we see here from film? What are they going to have? What new wrinkles? How are we going to adapt to them on the fly? Are they going to make us look stupid with a behind-the-back pass or some other ring around the rosy thing? We know how they like to do it.
Yeah.
They have that sense of style and moment. This is a night to come out and do something like that we're all going to be talking about tomorrow.
I mean, damn, they're telling us they want to attack. They want to throw bombs. Bombs away Mahomes is coming. Yeah, Zach Orr's got to be going, damn. I mean, so what do I expect? This is not going to be the same attack that we've seen from the Chiefs the last few years. They're going to change. Again, this is Tampa Bay. That Super Bowl changed the Chiefs, where they got into, and everybody copied Tampa Bay. Hey, let's just play deep zones and let's make them throw it underneath. And slowly but surely, the Chiefs got great at that. But they're going to reinvent themselves this year. And they don't want to play that style of football, and that's where it's scary, because now, they get the deep pass game going, and they're very good at the underneath pass game, as we've seen the last 2 years. It's like pick your poison, and you don't know what to expect tonight. What new plays, what new wrinkles are they going to have out there tonight that are, we haven't seen, that we didn't see on film last year? How are they going to use this Xavier Worthy? So it's a scary proposition. There's no doubt about that.
Let's pull that thread a little bit more, because, and this is one of the realities that I'm going to have to deal with. I can't remember which co-host I talked to about this, because there's a different one every freaking day now.
It wasn't me. That's all we know.
I know it wasn't you. We had Patrick Mahomes with Tyreek Hill. And there were times where Mahomes held onto the ball too long because he wanted to throw the deep ball to Tyreek Hill.
Right.
And one of the reasons they let Tyreek Hill go was now Mahomes operates the offense, doesn't try to force it 50 yards down the field to the guy that he trusts to go get it, take what's open, have a little more traditional West Coast move the ball, control the clock, score points.
Right.
Now I'm with you. I feel like they're trying to go back to the deep ball, but more strategic.
Right.
And the one example that I personally can relate to, the 98 Vikings with Randy Moss, Jake Reid, and Chris Carter, they used the deep ball strategically, not Randall Cunningham or Brad Johnson running around trying to buy time. I know Randy Moss is going to be open deep. I'm going to throw it to him. It was always play action around the 50, flea flicker around the 50. It got to the point where I knew it was coming.
Right.
And I assumed the defense knew it was coming, but they couldn't do anything to stop it. I feel like that's what gets incorporated now. Dial up deep ball, not call a play and Tyreek Hill's running a go route.
Going deep and we're going to throw it deep
and
no
I'm
going
to, this is going to be,
right.
We are deliberately.
Right. Pacheco here, underneath the Kelce here. Pacheco again. Oh, here you
fake
come. Handoff. There goes Xavier, Rasheed Rice.
Not even waiting to do it. Not running around.
I think that's where they're dangerous. They got a little more cards to play with, or whatever you want to say. They got more ways to beat you, and I think that's what's scary about the Chiefs.
And that's what turns a close game into a blowout. Right. That's why I think that's important. You do a play like that at the right moment. You're up 7 in the third quarter. Boom, you're up 14 and the other team's deflated. If you can surgically use the deep ball to deliver the dagger, that's where they failed. They struggled to deliver the dagger. And when you've got Rasheed Rice, Xavier Worthy, and Hollywood Brown when he's healthy, you're in a better position to take advantage of that opportunity to deliver the knockout punch.
Yeah, I hear you. Their most dominant year as far as what we're talking about, I feel like, with score and record was the year they lost to the Patriots in the AFC Championship game because of what you said. Yeah, they would be up 20-13, but then he'd hit 2 or 3 bombs, and we'd go, oh, my gosh, this is unbelievable. It's 34-10, and they're running away with this thing. They had that year, but you're right. The league caught up to them and figured them out a little bit, and they're reinventing themselves for a second time here. And, hey, the Chiefs, we know, motivated and certainly have a wanting to be more explosive on the offensive side of the ball. My last pick, I'm going to go Trent McDuffie versus Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers, you got to feel like is going to be motivated by the night, right? He's got to have a little bit of a pit in his stomach still from last year, fumbling going in on the goal line, right? Catches another big play down the field, gets up, stands over, man junk in the guy's face, right? Gets a big penalty. So those were 2 big moments of the football game. Got to think he's motivated by this, and he's not doesn't have to deal with L'Jarius Sneed this time around. It's Trent McDuffie, who is awesome. So that's the matchup I'm looking forward to there, because I would think Spags, they play a lot of man, and big moments, it'll be Zay Flowers versus Trent McDuffie, and that'll be a good matchup. This one seems easy and lazy and obvious, right. But so what? Okay. Because sometimes it's the most obvious. Sometimes Coca-Cola is just the best.
It's Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, because from Lamar Jackson's standpoint, when are you going to be the guy? You're not the guy because you haven't beaten the guy. And this is your chance with everyone watching in a game that feels like a postseason game to outduel the guy who, like you, has won the regular season MVP twice. And it's not going to change the narrative about the Ravens in the postseason. That's always going to be there until they win in the postseason. But for now, you can kind of put people on notice that I'm not backing down to this guy. I can beat him. I can out Mahomes if need be. I can run the ball better than Mahomes ever could. I've got my new weapon in Derrick Henry that I can use to help me. We're going to show up as a team effort, and we're going to take down the Chiefs, and we're just going to tell everybody, hey, this is possible. Right. So don't give up on us. Don't overlook us. Yeah, don't say anybody's going to kick the you-know-what out of us. Right. And that's the thing, the Ravens have the capacity to do it. Yes, they do. We've seen them do it with Lamar Jackson, with John Harbaugh. We have seen them, when it all clicks, they're special. Better than anybody. Exactly. Not as good as anybody, better than anybody. Right. And tonight could be one of those nights where it all clicks. Yeah, that's right. We just haven't seen them do it when they need to do it. And that's the difference between them and the Chiefs. The Chiefs go, wait, it's time to do it. We got to do it. And they pull it out. And the Ravens have not been able to. I'm doubting my pick now because we've seen them do it in moments like this where it's regular season. No one thinks they can do it.
Right.
Remember that Rams game in 2019,
Sure,
2019, the year that Lamar Jackson won MVP?
Yeah.
Holy crap. That was kind of like the holy crap, this guy's great.
Yeah, they were dominant. The team was great. Everything you're saying, exactly right. Hey, this is a big year. It's a big year for the Ravens. It's a big year for Lamar. He's 2-4 in the playoffs. Right, I know he's got 2 MVPs, but you can't even be in the conversation with Patrick Mahomes if you're 2-4 in the playoffs. Right? We've lost a playoff game to Phillip Rivers. We've lost a playoff game to Ryan Tannehill. We've lost a playoff game to Josh Allen, and we've lost a game to Patrick Mahomes. And our 2 victories are what? I beat Ryan Tannehill in a game in Tennessee, and I beat a rookie last year in C.J. Stroud. Right? There's got to be more to that resume. There is, plain and simple. For where Lamar wants to go, where we want him to go, right? We're Lamar fans. We know how great he is. But if you want to be Hall of Fame and up there with the all-time greats, that's certainly the area that has to improve, let alone what? They've only beaten the Chiefs in the regular season one time as well. They've not had their number in any capacity, really, right? So that's where, these are the things, and now it's the next step of what we know Lamar's awesome. Now it's like, hey, he's got to beat Burrow and Allen and Mahomes in some of these big moments and really show us that he's, as great as we really think he is.
The Ravens wouldn't even be here for this game if the Texans divisional round contest kept going the way it felt like it was going.
Yeah.
It was after halftime that the Ravens woke up. I still want to know what the hell was said. I think it was Lamar. There was a lot of cussing. But they came out in the second half and turned that very close game that could have gone either way.
He was like, Mike Flores said we were going to win today. We got to win.
That's true. I did pick him to win. Picked to win. Yeah. I did pick him to lose tonight, but not to get the SH-T. We're trying to be good.
I would be shocked if we saw anything like that. This will be a hard-fought, I would really think, a close football game.
And I could see the Ravens win.
Of course.
I'd feel better about it if the Chiefs hadn't lost to the Lions last year.
Yeah.
I think that looms over everything. Let's not screw up another banner-raising celebration.
There's that. They watched the AFC Championship game last year, and you know this group. Their offense didn't watch that game and go, oh, we played really good. They went, wait, we did some things early on in the football game, and then we disappeared for the next 3 quarters. I mean, so that's the other aspect Kansas City has working in their favor, too, is they're going to watch the AFC Championship game last year and go, that left a bad taste in my mouth. That wasn't pretty. We can be better than that. So I think they have something to prove in that manner, too. That's what makes the game fun. It's rare, I feel like, where you go into the first game of the year and the team that won the Super Bowl seems a little bit chippy and motivated. And that's where I'm excited to see the Chiefs take the field tonight.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.